Did you know that ancient Filipinos had their own version of Mount Olympus? It wasn't just a random collection of gods and spirits. They believed in a divine hierarchy, a beautifully structured system where every deity, spirit, and even ancestor had a specific rank and role. This wasn't chaos. It was a divine government that kept the entire universe in perfect balance. So, how did this celestial ladder work? Who was at the top, and who were the everyday gods that our ancestors interacted with? Today, we're diving deep into the higher mythology of the Philippines to uncover the ranks of the ancient gods. At the very pinnacle, we have the supreme creator deities. These are the all-powerful beings who brought the cosmos into existence. Think of Bathala for the Tagalogs, Gugurong for the Bicolanos, or Leon for the Visayans. They were often seen as distant, powerful entities, the ultimate source of all things. They didn't typically meddle in the daily affairs of humans, much like a CEO who sets the company's direction but doesn't handle the day-to-day tasks. Their power was absolute, representing the origin of life, death, and destiny. They were revered and respected, but not usually the ones you'd pray to for a good harvest. That job belonged to the next tier of gods. Stepping down from the supreme creators, we find the major gods and goddesses. These are the divine cabinet members, each with a specific portfolio. They governed essential aspects of life and nature. For example, in Tagalog mythology, you have deities like Mayari, the beautiful goddess of the moon and night, or her brother Apalaki, the powerful god of the sun and war. In Visayan lore, there's Lihangan, the god of the wind, and Litigat, the goddess of the sea. These gods were much more involved in human life. They were the ones who received offerings and prayers for good weather, bountiful fishing, or protection in battle. They were the powerful forces that shaped the world and directly influenced the survival and prosperity of the community. Below the major gods were the intermediate deities or nature spirits, known as Dewata or Anito. This is where the spiritual world and the human world truly connect. These beings weren't necessarily gods in the grand sense, but powerful spirits who inhabited specific natural features. Imagine a spirit residing in a massive bolete tree, a guardian watching over a river, or a spirit dwelling within a mountain. They were the local protectors and enforcers of nature's laws. If you wanted to cut down a tree or build a house, you had to ask for their permission first. Disrespecting them could lead to misfortune, illness, or getting lost in the forest. They taught our ancestors a profound respect for the environment, showing that every part of nature was alive and sacred. Finally, at the base of this spiritual hierarchy, we have the ancestral spirits, or umalagad. These were the souls of the departed, especially respected elders, leaders, or warriors from the community. They weren't distant gods, they were family. They acted as spiritual guides and intermediaries, bridging the gap between the living and the higher deities. Families would keep small idols or altars in their homes to honor their ancestors, seeking their wisdom, guidance, and protection. They were a constant presence, a reminder that the bonds of kinship extended beyond life and death. This belief reinforced the importance of family, respect for elders, and the continuity of the community. So, from the supreme creator at the top to the major gods of nature, the local spirits of the land, and the beloved ancestral spirits, ancient Filipinos had a rich and complex understanding of the divine. This hierarchy wasn't just about power. It was about balance, responsibility, and the deep connection between humanity, nature, and the cosmos. It was a worldview that saw the sacred in everything, from the sun in the sky to the very soil under their feet. What do you think about this divine structure? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into Philippine mythology, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from our rich past. See you next time.